Acharya Dharmendra, a towering stalwart of Vishwa Hindu Parishad, is no more. So he used to say कि अगर राजनीति को धर्म के खूंटे से नहीं बांधोगे तो वो लोकतंत्र की सारी घास चढ़ जाएगी. So this is the establishment of dharma, not religion, at the core of the governance. So this is basically the re-establishing of that civilizational value that dharma has to be at the core of everything, because dharma is something which is different from religion, and dharma is something which sustains everything.
Let me first take you to Ayodhya. You know, Ayodhya was a cultural milestone in the history of RSS. They could have adopted any temple, but they chose to adopt Ayodhya. Those were the decisions made at top, and subsequently BJP came in the Himachal Pradesh session. Do you think that RSS has any other cultural agenda apart from Ayodhya? If Ayodhya is not there, they have not adopted Kashi and Mathura, you know, people are doing their bit, then what is the other cultural agenda?
Actually, it's a kind of I wouldn't say it's kind of a misinterpretation or misconception at times that RSS takes up an agenda and then mobilize the society around that. It is the other way around. Whatever is the mood of the society, so RSS takes that up and then the society automatically gets mobilized. I'll give you a small example regarding this. In 1959, the RSS passed its first resolution on any temple, and that was regarding the Kashi Vishwanath temple, that a Bhavya Mandir should be built there, and we know that it's a disputed site also. Part of it is a disputed site, and there is a mosque there which was built by Aurangzeb by demolishing a part of the temple. Anyway, so but in 1980s, the movement which it took up was not the Kashi Vishwanath temple movement. The movement which it took up was the Ram Janmabhoomi movement, because the general mood of the society was to take up that movement. So whatever the mood of the society is, that RSS will take up, and because RSS has more than 5 million kind of foot soldiers on the boots on the ground, so they keep on getting a sense, and they're very flexible regarding that also. I'll give you another quick example. Karthikeya, you would remember that in 1990s, when Vajpayee government had come, and even before that when liberalization had begun, RSS was opposed to FDI in almost every sector.
Yes.
And today we are looking at right from defense to insurance to every sector. In many sectors there is 100% FDI which is allowed, and there is no opposition from RSS. So RSS adapts itself according to the mood of the society, and that is the reason that it has not only survived, it has thrived over the last 100 years.
I know what you're saying, that RSS is not dogmatic when it comes to adapting to the cultural and the social changes. That is very visible in the 2018 the press interaction with Bhagwat had. He spoke on multiple issues, and the one which he also recently had in 2025. Let me take you to a different direction. I think the most powerful, famous, renowned export of RSS is Prime Minister Modi. There is no doubt about that. The previous Prime Minister had a different equation with the RSS. How do you see Prime Minister Modi's equation with the RSS? I'm not talking about organization or the leadership, because RSS is constituted by people.
I'll tell you, the equation between RSS and Prime Minister Modi is, of course, it's a very unique, because Prime Minister Modi has brought in, a very unique factor, that he is the first unapologetic Hindu Prime Minister of India who is not apologetic about, being an advocate or being a votary of Hindutva. Yes. The only thing is that he sees Hindutva in a larger context. I think Atal Bihari Vajpayee and even leaders like L.K. Advani were also of the same ilk, but the thing is that due to the political compulsions at that time, so they could not be so assertive. But and I'm saying assertive because that's a very finer nuance which we have to understand.
Because of the coalition politics, I mean to say, you can say that because of the coalition politics, they had to run the government.
But Prime Minister, see, there were, and why wouldn't RSS be, perfectly happy with Prime Minister Modi? There were three core agendas of RSS, or three core issues. One was abrogation of Article 370, which has been done. Second was, construction of a Ram temple, which has been done. And the third one was Uniform Civil Code, which is basically work in progress. And then there are some minor issues also, minor points also, like they have brought in CAA. So this government is unapologetically carrying forward what, the RSS considers to be its civilizational agenda.
Arun, how do you see the issue of demography in the future political discourse of RSS, the demography of the country, especially that is getting affected at the margins?
The RSS has passed resolutions on this issue also, and in fact, when the issue actually big time came up when one of the think tanks which has an ideological affiliation with RSS, Center for Policy Studies, they came out with a study in 1990s when K. Sudarshan was the RSS chief regarding the changing religious demography, and it had a lot of data points about the fertility rates of Muslims and Hindus. So it's something which is on the top of the RSS concern. Because the RSS clearly feels that wherever the religious demography changes, so that part, there is a lot of volatility, and in that part, there is an increasing threat to India's unity and integrity. We have seen that with insurgent movements in Northeast, and of course, Pakistan happened, and in 1947. So that is why, if you will, you were there, Kartike, and Mohan Bhagwat ji, the RSS chief, he has been mentioning, and a lot of other senior functionaries of RSS have also been mentioning that Hindus should have, an X number of children, 3 or 4 children, or basically, to maintain that religious demography. In fact, it is increasingly being discussed within RSS circles what is happening in Europe also, because they are keeping a close watch the demography wherever the demography has changed in European cities. So we are seeing a lot of turmoil which is happening there. And when we're talking about demography, let me be very clear, it's basically about the growth of the Muslim population. They're not concerned about basically the demography. Yes, to some extent the Christian conversions also, which are like happening in Punjab and in some other states. But demography, yes, of course, it remains on, the top of the agenda. But the point is basically now how they are going to handle it. That remains, a big challenge, because it involves, a lot of personal space issues. And in these times, it is not easy to basically, then the people will, and Hindus have a basic ethos whenever somebody tries to intervene too much into their personal space. So there is always a blowback, and it always backfires. So it's a very fine line, and think there is a lot of thinking process. In that context, the government and the RSS, they are on the same page.
Absolutely. Thank you, Arun. Thank you for making time, and that too on a last minute request. So this was Arun Anand, an author who has written a number of books on RSS, understands the organization very well. So this is all I had on Point today. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you and good night.
अर्जुन कुछ भी पढ़े मेमोरी में नहीं रहता।
Take a date, not bites.
नो एडेड शुगर, प्रिजर्वेटिव के बिना डेट्स, बादाम, पिस्ता, काजू और शहद से तैयार किया गया लायन डेट्स नट बाइट्स।
Lion date, not bites.
सर वाटर प्रूफिंग के लिए बेस्ट है।
वेंकी जी एक छोटा सा गिफ्ट विद लोपस अश्योरेंस देने के लिए।
ऐसा क्या है इसमें?
1 साल में वाटर